Hey, it's me, Fal, your resident tavern keeper and not the voice actor for this video. This is a more special video considering we hit 1,000 subscribers. That's ludicrous. Jesus Christ. Um, but yeah, so I did a poll where I was like, hey, do you guys want a Q&A? Because I've been thinking about doing it, but I kind of wanted to save it when we had more people, like the 1K. Um, and yeah, now it's here. And so you guys said you wanted a Q&A, so here I am. So if I sound a little scripted, Jesus, unscripted or unprofessional, I'm very sorry. I'm basically doing this live. Yeah, depending on how long this is, because I don't want it to be terribly long. But yeah, depending on how long it is, I'll either do this in one straight shot or I'll record what I have now and say, hey, I will be recording this soon, so get your last questions in. We'll see. So, in the order I'm going to be answering these are, I have a Discord. I have a specific channel called AskFal. That's where I've directed all of you guys who did post questions who are in my Discord to go and post them. So I'll be reading from there first, and then we'll be moving to the actual community post so that, we can cover all of our bases. So the first question is from Audrey. Hi. Audrey asked, when did you start making videos? Or question, when did you start making audios? Uh, the answer to that question's a little convoluted. Not really. If you're asking specifically for when I started making ASMR content, or not really ASMR, I don't consider it ASMR, or audio roleplay content, um, you see that first video, Saved by a Vampire? That was my first one. So, the 29th of November last year. Wow, last year, 2024. Yeah. So, specifically for audio roleplay content that I publicly post, that would be the first. It's my first time doing anything like that. Um, Aside from that, if you're saying more so, when did I start recording my voice? Uh, Middle school. I've always had a wonder for people who voice act and breathe life into characters that aren't live action or audiobooks or stuff like that. So I'm no stranger to hearing my own voice anymore. I've gotten to that point where when I talk, I no longer hear myself filtered. I hear myself as I actually am talking, which is a weird sensation to get used to, but uh, but yeah, I've been kind of somewhat privately doing audio role plays, not like audio specifically that I'd send people, because that sounds wrong. No, it was more so, uh, I do actually role play. I tend to do text-based role plays a lot. Um, and it's also conveniently around the time that I was in middle school, so I guess that kind of correlates. But I wanted to give voices to my characters, but I didn't want to take someone else's voice because that felt weird. So I tried to do them myself, and so on and so forth. And here we are. But yeah, for this channel specifically, TLDR, last year, 20th of November, that Saved by the Vampire was the first time I did it. Also, tangent. Save the Vampire, the first part, was done in one day, much like that emergency audio that I did when my hard drive crashed. Um, I was, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. The, I wanted to expand my horizons because I wanted jobs. I wanted to actually get into voice acting, and I needed a portfolio, and I didn't have one. So I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. and went on Reddit, ASMR Haven. I know this is where that's where a lot of other ASMR channels kind of get their scripts from if they don't make them themselves or if they're not part of requests. And saw Secondhand Frogs thing. I was like, huh, sounds pretty cool. And also, there's a lot of, let me tell you, trying to find a script for male was incredibly difficult. It was hard. But that's because, ASMR audio role plays are mostly dominated by females or female adjacent voices, which is fine. That's perfectly understandable. But M for A is hard to come across, and M for M is even like rarer. And a good M for M is like a gold mine. And Secondhand Frog seems to be making a lot of good ones, so you know, might as well. Um, but yeah. So that's how that started. Next we got Twine Got No Spine. Love that. They asked, do you have any fun attributes that you think your characters have? Like the ability to make a clover with their tongue or naturally long eyelashes. Uh, Attributes, huh? Well, unfortunately, the only characters that you guys know of currently is my Sona as your wonderful tavern keeper, um, and the Sanguinist and the hero from Villain Rehab. Damien, so Damien from Saved by a Vampire was a script. It was a script fill, essentially. Um, and originally the script had the speaker's name be Jesse, but you know, they said you can tweak the script any you like. So I chose Damien because I don't really know. I just wanted a bit more personality to it. Um, so as for Damien, couldn't tell you. Probably what I could guess is that this man, Damien, probably like makes killer like meals. Pun not intended, I guess. Um, because he seems to be the kind of guy to not let the whole vampire thing stop him from trying to be human. So, because he's keeping like human food laying around, so he's trying his best. So I'll probably say he probably knows how to cook really well, though I definitely couldn't tell you that. As for the Sanguinist, whose real name is yet to be revealed, you will learn that later. Um, Attributes, huh? Well, for Sanguinist, obviously you see he's very theatrical. He's very good at acting and stuff like that. Uh, but he's quite flexible. I mean, obviously, you need like some sort of athleticism if you're doing the whole hero villain shtick. But he's incredibly flexible. That's part of his job, or I say part of his job. That's part of his shtick. He's a very mobile person. He if he's not, you know, peak fitness, quote unquote, he doesn't feel like he's doing anything right. So I'd definitely say for attribute for Sanguinus, he's incredibly flexible. He could probably be a gymnast if he wasn't a villain, honestly. As for the hero from Have Villain Rehab, um, a neat little thing. I kind of had it in my notes somewhere, but I did have that they were double jointed. Why did I have that? I have no idea, honestly. Um, but there's that. So, there's your like kind of one fun attribute. uh, yeah. All right. So, this one's from Luna. Hi. They asked two questions. Are you Rat King or King of Rats? Madame, I am the king of all that is rat. I hate to inform you. Any rat you see is a part of my wonderful kingdom. And also, yes, I'm aware of a rat. It's hard to wake up with the tail and not notice it. That's gonna require some explaining. Luna is a friend that I've known for quite a while now. And In our friend circle, we have a running joke that I am a rat king because of the many, many dastardly plans that come up with, and the fact that I just love rats. They're so funny. They're little guys, they're little dudes. Um, but yeah. So, thank you, Luna. Now the next one is from Nim. Are you down for fan art of your characters or future characters that you write? Yeah, I don't really see why not. If you're gonna want references, it's gonna be a little difficult. I used to draw. I don't draw anymore, so I'm really bad at it now. But you know, I could probably give you a couple references if you do DM me. Just at least give you a jumping off point to work with. Other than that, have at it. I'd love to see what you come up with. Now, this next one's from Becca. Hello, Becca. What's your favorite genre of your stories? Of my stories? That's just, it's partially why I gave you guys the choice between Villain Rehab and How to Be a Human. I am a huge sucker for sci-fi. I'm not too big in the superhero and villain kind of thing, but I do like fantasy, and that kind of falls under fantasy for me. So yeah, fantasy and sci-fi are my two biggest favorite genres. Aside from horror, but that's a whole can of worms I'm probably not really gonna do on the channel unless it's October. Who is slash are the VAs who made you want to become a VA too? Tim Curry. Tim Curry. This man has been fucking everywhere. I just, he's just, oh my god. So Tim Curry's been like in a lot of things. He used to sing, he used to be in games, he used to be in TV shows. So, Tim Curry, I know him from his roles in It, from freaking what was that one? Clue the movie. He was in Annie. He was also in a lot of animated ones. He was in Muppet Treasure Island. He was in video games for Command and Conquer, Red Alert. Oh, I loved him. He was amazing. I absolutely adored Tim Curry. Of course, there is the absolute legend Giovanni, the voice of Gabriel, who you probably know him best from, or Sebastian from that Roblox game. I forget what it's called. It's not Doors, it's the underwater doors thing. Forgive me, I don't know. Um, Holy crap. If you heard that, that was my Discord, don't worry. Um, but yeah, those two my biggest ones. Like Giovanni. Oh, wait. PM Seymour as well. Very, very cool guy. All of them, I love them all for different reasons. Tim Curry for his versatility, Giovanni for his enthusiasm, and Seymour for his personality. I kind of want to be like all of them, so I try to incorporate them the best I can. What am I studying? What do I want to work as after my studies? So, in real life, I am studying to be a psychology major, specifically clinical, because I want to either work in asylums or counseling settings. The reasons for that are very personal, so I won't divulge any more than that. Aside from that, I always kind of, like I said earlier, wanted to be a voice actor, so I'm hoping to maybe find jobs there as well. I do also write on the side every now and again. So little me would have loved to be like a writer, but meh, it's a dying field now, unfortunately, unless you're script writing. Oh well. And lastly, are you more of a dog or cat person? Um, yes. Okay. I like dogs. I love dogs. I love dogs. They're so energetic and they love being with you. But I also can respect that cats have their own personality and that they want their own space. I like cats because they're fluffy and they tend to have very unique personalities. I love dogs because of the companionship. Um, Fun fact, I'm the only one in my family that's not allergic to cats. So I've had that blessing bestowed upon me, luckily. And do I have a pet? Yes, actually, I have two currently. There are two guinea pigs. There's Flash and Bootsy. Flash is the resident old man. He is over 5 years old now, so we're keeping an eye on him, but he's doing well. They have their own lovely personalities. Foul abominance. No, I'm joking. But yeah, they're rather moody sometimes, but they do love watching cartoons and TVs and, movies. They really like Tom and Jerry and they really like Looney Tunes. They actually get upset if we turn off Looney Tunes in the middle of like a clip. So that was funny to learn. But yeah, moving on. Mayumi? Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Do you prefer making original scripts or, sorry, correction. Do you prefer making original audios or script audios? Um, Saved by the Vampire was a scripted audio. The obviously wasn't written by me. I said it multiple times. Written by Secondhand Frog. Uh, I did enjoy it. I did like it. I did like doing it. The thing is, I want I always I want my channel to have uniqueness to it. I want scripts that you probably aren't really going to find anywhere else because that was I want to sorry, I want that to be my contribution to the scene. Um Now, if I am completely out of ideas, yeah, I'll probably go looking for a script again. Um I do like them. I just prefer making original ones. The problem with making original ones is that they don't gain a lot of traction as scripted audios because scripted audios tend to be in rotation. That means people are either specifically looking for them or variations of them or something to do within that genre. So you can definitely see it. Saved by a Vampire did really, really well, uh, despite all the support I am getting for Villain Rehab, and I'm really appreciative about that. Um, it's just not doing as well as Save My Vampire, but that's fine by me. I really don't care. I like having this community, this little small slice of YouTube that I can call mine. So I don't really mind. If I'm feeling like maybe I want a boost in numbers, maybe I'll do a script. That sounds stupid, actually. No, I'm not gonna do that. But that is to say, if someone sends me a script, I can absolutely look it over. There's no guarantee that I will do said script. I have to personally vibe with the script, or otherwise I can't get into character, which was the biggest problem I had with looking at scripts on ASMR Heaven. I just couldn't vibe with it. But you know, if I like the script, and if you send one to me, say, hey, it'd be cool if you did this. Um, yeah, I could probably do it. Or if you really want specifically me to do it for some reason, um, I could maybe do a private one for you. Shrug. All right. The next one is from Rev. Rev5? I'm going to assume that's how you say it. I always shorten it to Rev, but hi, Rev. Do I have my own Sona? The Tavern Keeper. Yeah. You see those audios where it's just me talking, usually the unlisted ones, uh, where it has that art of the guy in the golden bird mask? That is the closest thing to my Sona I can give you. It's a character from one of my role plays that I just identify with greatly. So that's kind of how I view my Sona, quote unquote, my persona. Um, yeah, that's the best way I could put it. So that piece of art that I had commissioned, uh, by a wonderful person on Fiverr. I gotta look up their name again. I think they're called Chang. Um, but yeah, that is my persona essentially. Do I have a thing that I do, like a ritual before I start recording? Voice warm up. Yes, That is a big yes. One, I try to. Okay, if I'm hungry, you just got to bear with me here. If I haven't eaten in like an hour, or correction, if I hadn't eaten anything in a while before recording, I eat something light because I don't want to be burping in the middle of me recording, or I have like a fruit, oranges, mostly. Um, then I drink water, or I usually have something sweet, or I drink water. Um, Usually it's a combination of the two. The reason for that is, uh, for me personally, drinking something sweet, I feel I can ease into some of my voices more. Speaking of voices, when I do accented voices, um, or voices that have a different type of flair to them, like the one in Villain Rehab, they're voices of characters that have kind of been running through my head. So normally, I would repeat like a line to myself that they have said. Um, because it's also something I do when I'm DMing for D&D. I usually like mute my mic real quick and kind of mumble under my breath like a character's voice. Um, that is unless it's New Yorker, because I could do New Yorker basically on demand. But other than that, yeah, I usually have to repeat a line to myself and have something sweet and drink water before I do it because it's killer otherwise. What kind of hobbies do you wish I had the capacity of doing? Drawing. I want to get back into drawing again. I do. I really do. I'm so bad at it. I miss doing it. I just, I'm in a community, I guess both like personal community and non-personal community, where art is this massive thing, and I want to be able to have my own style, to be able to say, "Hey, look at this thing I made." It's really cool. I really wish I could draw. Um, I also really wish I could code, because I always had that thought of making my own games or making a website or like an ARG or something like that. So yeah, I do have a couple of hobbies I wish I had the capability of doing. Now, this last one from Discord is from Esren Suntaki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm very sorry if I'm not. Please don't kill me. um, do you plan to do strictly M4M audios, or are you planning to expand more in the future? Yeah, um, I am actually planning to do strictly M4M, unless the script requires that flexibility. Like How to Be Human. How to Be Human is M for A, but the A is more for Android than anybody. Uh, but yeah, M for M is kind of the shtick this channel's built on, so I'm gonna continue doing that. Plus, you don't get a lot of M for M content, I'm noticing, so I kind of want to provide. Alrighty, that's all the Discord ones. Uh, Moving on to the community post. There's only 3 people who commented, but they have multiple questions, so you know. Um, but yeah, as said before, if you want to join the Discord, link will probably be in the description or in the pinned comment. These questions are from Eagle Blur, Ego Blur, Ego. Sorry. um, who are some other ASMR creators you look up to or that inspire you? Uh, okay. So, huge thing here. For a very long time, I didn't get into ASMR content. I didn't like it. I'm going to be completely honest here, completely transparent, because that's what I want to be with you guys. For a very long time, I didn't like ASMR. Because a lot of it was just, how do I put this? Soft core, you know. Like it wasn't quite it, but it very much felt like something explicit. And maybe that's the vibe. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do to get views. No, thank you. I don't. Oh God, yeah. There was a lot of channels that I looked at when I was at a more vulnerable time, and it was just a lot of softcore stuff, and I'm just like, man, crap sucks. Because I listen to audios for stories. I don't listen to have my jimmies rustled, if you understand what that means. But now that I'm getting back into it, there are a couple channels that I like. Unfortunately, I don't have a male channel that I really like. I'm having a hard time finding a male channel I like personally. Coven seems to be a really good one. There was Puppy Prince, or no, Pillow Prince, Pillow Prince. Um, Not Puppy Prince. I don't even know if that's a channel. Uh, and Owl Knight VA. Pillow Prince is a comfort one. Owl Knight is the one I listen to for stories, and Coven is also nice as well. That's for males. For female ASMR, not that you guys would really care. Um, there is what's her fucking channel? I'm kind of realizing I've listened to a lot of small ones. There's not going to be a gap in the recording, but for me, it's been a little while. I'm trying to find the channels. There's one by the name of Bliss Bunny, I Choo Choo Studio, and Fake ASMR. Um, so I mostly remember them from my more vulnerable time. I don't really listen to them anymore, all things considered. But yeah, those are uh, those are a couple that I kind of vibe with. I do choose studios specifically because they are basically doing what I'm doing, making their own audio scripts and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I got the idea from. How did you come up with the concept of villain rehab program? How to be human 101 plots? They're really unique concepts. Um, I write on the side, and I also roleplay. I also roleplay. Um, those these concepts for the plots are essentially role plays that I never got to see, or never got to do, or never got to see done. Um, Villain Rehab Program is just one that I always thought would be kind of like a unique spin on the hero villain kind of story. That was a story that I kind of wanted to write, but never thought I could properly do it. So, you know, I'm doing it now. How to Be Human 101 is actually based off of ongoing roleplay. It's not fully based on it, it's more so my character in that roleplay is an android that is learning sentience for the first time. And it's been a lot of fun trying to act that out. So, you know, I wanted to do something similar. And AI gaining sentience is something that really sparks my imagination, you know? Most scripts I'll probably do will probably have that same vein. It'll probably be based off a role play that I did or didn't get to do, or a story I wanted to write, stuff like that. There was another influence for How to Be Human 101, a really old movie from what's his name? Freaking Will Smith. There we go. I completely forgot. Yeah, Will Smith. Um, it's not his movie, but he's the star in it. But I, Robot from 2004, amazing movie. I loved that movie. That's kind of what I'm basing that off of. That and the role play. Would you ever do collaborations with other ASMR content creators? Yes. Uh, if I can. I made a post about this. I did talk about briefly. I was like, I was thinking about doing collabs. But truth be told, I have nowhere to start. Yeah, I have no idea how to start or where to start. Um, it would probably be fun. It would honestly probably be fun. I've never really collabed anything before, obviously, because I'm like brand new. But it'd be fun. I'd think. Um, I just don't know how to start, how to approach these people. Because the main problem is that I'm just getting back into ASMR, so I'm new again. So I don't know who's on the block. I don't know who's approachable and who's not, and who's willing to do collabs and who doesn't want anything to do with collabs and just does their own thing. I just don't know. And it's not something I actually have been going out of my way to look for, truth be told. There may come a point where I really want to look for something of the sort. Uh, but as of right now, I don't have too much in the way of plans for collabs, just mainly because I don't know. I don't know people in the community. That's on me. I gotta figure out how to network and stuff like that. But if the opportunity ever arises, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Okay, these next couple of ones are from Grass with a B. They ask, I know we only have like two characters, but if you had to choose a song to represent them, what would those be? Ah, Damien's hard to say. Again, technically not my character. If I were to guess, probably First Rate Town from Good Kid. Love that band. Um, but for the Sanguinist, that's a more complicated question. Is it when they're actually being a villain or in the process of the audios? In the process of the audios, they are apps. The song I'd choose to represent them is Stay Awake by Bastille. I love that band. I also love that band, yeah. Um, Mostly because the lyric is something like, fucking, how'd it go? Like, had a taste of euphoria. Who could blame me for wanting more? Or something like that. Also, sorry for bad singing. But yeah, for listeners, man, for Saved by Vampire, an act of kindness, from Bastille for the listener, absolutely. For the listener, for Villain Rehab, I don't really have one, honestly. Um, do I plan on connecting my series of characters in any way? Yes, absolutely yes. These two series probably aren't going to be connected at all, but I am kind of in the works of thinking up of a more overarching story I want to tell through many shorter series that all kind of connect. So, as soon as I get that figured out, yes, absolutely. As for what got me into these kinds of roleplay ASMRs, simple. I like roleplaying. I like telling stories, and I like people experiencing those stories with me. So, for all intents and purposes, you guys are experiencing this story with me. I have no idea where these stories are going. I write and I just flow with it. So, I'm as much as in the currents as you guys are. I want I wanted to share something because I feel everyone has something that they can share with at least someone. So I want to share my creativity, my voice with you guys. I'm never probably going to be able to do it professionally. So this is as close as I can get to that. And I'm happy for it. Now, last question. Um last question by Syndra Canny. How do I get over the awkwardness in certain situations? I don't. I don't. See, that's the funny part. You think I do, but I don't. I really, really don't. So, there's certain tricks that I do to where I'm not actually performing the actions and stuff like that. Um, Specifically for more intimate moments, like in say Vampire, where you guys are sharing a kiss, there isn't anything to get over that awkwardness. That's. It's nice that it got through to the final product. I'm happy with what it did. It's just the awkwardness. You don't. I don't get over it. I just power through it. I just say screw it. We gotta do it. We gotta get it done. It has to happen. Um, for other seemingly awkward moments, like pain, sounds of pain. I basically extrapolate from what I already know. So I know what it feels like to get shocked. I know what it feels like to get burned. So I just kind of enhance it from there. Like remembering that experience, what that sounded like from coming from me, or maybe what it sounded like from other people of their experiences with it and whatnot. That part isn't awkward for me. It's just the intimate moments are really, really awkward. It's not something I'm used to. It'll probably get less awkward the later on I go. Um, but for now, I just power through. And that's all the questions. I really didn't expect this to be running on this long. Um, so if you stuck with me to the very end of this video, thank you so, so much for listening. And again, thank you for 1K. I'll be doing a special audio soon. A short one, really short one. Um, and then how to be human after that. Um, yeah. Won't keep you guys any longer. This one's stupidly long as it is. So, thank you. And I will see you around.